What's up, guys? Aaron Clough with Keller Williams Premier Properties Group. Doing a quick video before I go out to show some properties out in Arlington, Fort Worth area. But had this come up, talked with a colleague of mine on this who was actually talking to a home seller that was really interested in selling their property to an investment group, a home flipper group, and he was really working to try to get them to convince them to take the property to market since there weren't a ton of repairs that needed to be done. The house was in generally good condition and they had done enough updates where there wasn't anything mechanically wrong with the property. And so when I say mechanically wrong, it means the actual function. So when you talk about mechanical repairs or mechanical issues, it's not, do you like the paint color? Does the carpet match? Is it aesthetics? You're talking about, is the roof functioning? Is the electrical good? Plumbing, wiring, appliances, do those work? HVAC, things like foundation, things like that. So there's no doubt in our market that things are crazy hot right now in the DFW Metroplex. That being said, we have a huge inventory shortage. And so what that means is we've got drastically more buyers that are trying to purchase properties, and we don't have homes to actually sell them. Builders are trying to keep up, material costs are going up, and so we're seeing kind of a bottleneck at that point. Land is not, we're not making any more of it, so there's only so many spots to build, and the cost of building is going up, which may make it cost prohibitive for some buyers. Now, what I would tell you is if there are some situations where definitely having someone that comes in and does a 7-day close, a 14-day close, things like that are totally advantageous. If you're back behind on your mortgage and you're about to be foreclosed on, this is probably a good option for you. If you inherited a piece of property that you have no idea what the state is, it may be in disarray, it may be junked, it may be there, it may still be a great option for you. But if you have a home that's at least serviceable in a decent area, even if it's not in what you would define as a decent area, maybe you moved there 10 years ago, it's gone completely sideways, you don't like there and that's why you're leaving, I would still tell you to talk with a real estate agent that you trust or get with a team, a real estate team that has a deep bench of buyers, because right now a lot of us, at least on our team, have a ton of buyers, but where they're looking for inventory. They're even okay with doing some things there. Now, knowing that demand is super high and the supply is super low, we are seeing crazy offer prices. We're seeing people waive appraisals. We're seeing people go way over asking price. And this is really going to come in side by side. Those offers are side by side with those that are trying to purchase from those investment groups. Now, I have several friends that flip and hold, that flip and sell. I know I'm giving away the secret sauce, so sorry guys and gals. Hopefully you forgive me. I'll get you a beer another time. But when that person comes to you and says, we're gonna purchase your home, we're gonna do an all cash deal, it's gonna be a fast transaction, they have a number in mind that they're going to offer you. And so you may ask, well, where the heck did you get this? Because I saw the house down the street sold for this. One of the main tenets or one of the biggest rules inside of flipping residential real estate is the 70% rule. And so this is the guiding principle that whether you're a beginner or people that have been in the industry for a long time are going to use to go and purchase your home. Now, what that 70% rule says, and I'm going to take you back to math class real quick, and I apologize if this is backwards, but price, or P, equals 70% of the after repair value. So what that home would be worth once the repairs have been done. You can think of this as fair market value. You can think about on the same level as what other homes are being sold for, but that after repair value minus repairs. So where they make their money is that they're going to purchase the home, they're going to put money into repairing it, and then they have to sell that property. So why that 70% rule is because they're going to have things like overhead. So there may be mortgage or there may be debt servicing. So they've got to carry a note on the property. They've got to pay for transaction fees. They've got to pay possibly a real estate agent to offload this property for them to sell it. So this is the space where they want to go through and they want to make up budget, plenty of room for this here. So that being said, we're going to do some basic math. Let's say, for simple math purposes, that you have a home that after repairing that home, it is worth $200,000. Now, let's say that they say, okay, well, to get to that after repair value, we know that it's going to cost us, let's say, $20,000. What they're going to do there, I'm going to switch sides on you. So what they're going to do is they're going to go 0.7 right there, and I'm no math major, so you may have to bear with me for a second. But what we're looking at right here is going to be $140,000 minus 20K is going to give you P, or price, which this is where they land on that number. So $120,000 is approximately the price that this investor, if they followed this rule, would go to. Now, some people wiggle this number around, or they may be able to get this number a little bit lower. So there may be some discrepancies there. It may not be an exact science on that. That being said, if you have something that someone wants very, very badly, they have the funds to do it, especially in these price points where people have the cash sitting around, or they have these huge down payments, or willing to offer over asking price. Let's paint the picture that you don't necessarily get this number here. Let's say that you have some time. You maybe have some time to fix some paint, to sand down some cabinets, to do some things there. But what you have is the ability to do a little bit of that, put a little elbow grease into it, maybe spend a little bit of money. And let's say that on the market we can capture you $190. Now, $190,000 right here, all the home flippers will say, well, there's closing costs, there's this, there's that. Absolutely. I'm not going to lie to you. There is a commission that will be paid out of that, unless you have someone that's just going to work for free. There's going to be closing costs. There's going to be title. There's going to be escrowed taxes. There are going to be some things there. But let's say, just as I'm going to throw a number out there, let's say that total on that sale of that property is still even $20,000. You now have a net difference on this of still, get 170, you are still walking away with $50,000 more. I would think we can all argue, and there's obviously capital gains, there's taxes, there's things like that. But if you have to get rid of a property, you have a few more weeks, and you have the time and the resources and someone that you trust, I would tell you to very seriously consider the conversation of walking through that process with them. Get a professional that is a real estate agent, a licensed realtor, that can tell you what things are selling for, and that allow you to be informed, because a delta or a difference of $50,000 for some people can be life-changing. I would argue for a lot of people can be life-changing. So if you're in an area, or you're in the state where you're getting people that are asking to buy your home for cash or do things like that, it may be worth the conversation of having or maybe worth the time to have a conversation with a licensed realtor. And so my team would love to help you. As I said, we have a deep bench of buyers right now. They're actively looking at all the submarkets in Dallas-Fort Worth. They're trying to find homes. And would love to bring those offers to the table. Would love to talk through what that process looks like, and I hope this is helpful to help you navigate some of those conversations. So if you're looking to buy, sell, lease, rent, or invest in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, my team would love to throw our hat in the ring and talk about how we can align our services with the goals, your family or your goals for real estate. Thanks. Have a fantastic week.